Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, B-Funk, thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. Oh, it's going to be a nice lesson today. Let's get this party on the way. I'm ready. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give you life lessons, you tune in receiving them. I appreciate you. Let's do what we do. Right Thinker's mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers way of life, through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission, and that's what I'm on, is that all right thinkers know thyself. All right thinkers' goal should be to know thyself. See where we go with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical. But if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they even know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know, spiritually asleep. That's cool. I can wake them up. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here too. Wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know that self and always. To my yacht, be true. Right thinkers, we move along. We in our SAR realm right now. Self mastery as best. That's the highest level. So pay attention. You're gonna learn something today about yourself. Again, let's talk about right thing. Let's talk about the blackness of Asar and the principle of sex and the three kinds of birth, aka even the immaculate one that y'all claim. We got that covered too. Let me break it down for you. So let's go. I'm teaching today. I'm rolling. Where to start from? Oh yeah. Okay. Now, as far as blackness is concerned, it's not a color. As we talked about a little bit in the previous lectures, Aset refers to blackness, which is nothingness. And nothingness here is referring to what? No things, no concepts, no objects, an absence of what? Conditioning forms. None. And that is also what the soul's innermost reality is. Nothing. It's just there. But it's there. Now, going down. Where we at? Okay, now, from the blackness, from that blackness, from the what? The nothingness, okay. Things come what? Come, but those things are temporary. That's this world we're in now. The source from whence they came is abiding. That's the spirit, that's in everything, that's God. How do we know? What's this? Here's the best question. I like this one. How do we know that these teachings are true? Ding, 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 ding. Now, I'm about to answer the question with what? We can know because those of us who learn and practice the philosophy and who practice the spiritual disciplines of said philosophy with ethics, detachment, dispassion, meditation, and you'll discover what the inner reality that's beyond their mental fluctuations, meaning back and forth. No, you get mastery of all those qualities of yourself. They no longer haphazardly. No, you have control over them. And what happened? They discovered that what? They were not the same as the contents of their mind. You're just not mental. They ain't all mental. I say it's mental because in the head, but they are something what else? That's spiritual. Ding, ding, ding. Something higher. Again, consciousness. Something more abiding. That's the level you want to get to. It don't change. That's where our star dwells. When that realization dawns in a person, every individual has the opportunity, and when that happens, that person can take a step back And what? Now you can contemplate what? The mind, and not act on what every impulse. That means the emotions don't control your actions no longer. The ego don't drive you to just react. Okay, that knee-jerk reaction, you want to get past that. You don't apologize so many times. Why? Because you do something you have to apologize for. If you're wrong, you got to apologize. So if you do that first, you don't have to worry about why your actions will be true. They have what? Created this distance of demarcation, the line of right and wrong, that I'm not crossing that line. That's my principles. I'm not going to cross the principles. Okay, my moral ethics, I'm not compromising for nobody. Like I told you before, I lost many friends, women, or whatever. But what? I'm not compromising. It don't make a difference who I lost. But I'm still feeling and thinking the way I've always felt about myself. Not changing for nobody. Let's go. You have the same right. And it's a border between understanding the temporal, which is the illusionary world, and the abiding, which is the spiritual world. That's why I keep explaining to you, we're spiritual beings having a human experience, rising past the human nature of yourself, your lower nature, and become spiritually enlightened and know thyself. It's all simple. I hope you understand. I hope you understand this. Sorry. But that awareness grows until what? Such a person is now completely in control and free from what? The illusionariness of the world and the things of it, and the delusions caused by what? Your egoistic desires that will overwhelm what? The ordinary person's mind. That's why you got the reason. Everybody is egoistic. You just have to control yours. Never mind what somebody, we all have it. Understand that. That's who you identify yourself with. So don't be caught by, I'm going to be, no, don't be ignorant. Again, learn. Talking and thoughting ain't learning. I'm sorry about that. Get back. All things are what? Created from that realm of what? Full but unconditioned consciousness. We call it the known. If you were to discover, know thyself, that full, unconditioned consciousness, Christ consciousness, whatever you want to call it, Nihas, spiritual enlightenment, you are now discovering what? Your primordial self, the original self that you are. And that is your deepest, innermost reality. Religion is supposed to do that for you. That's the job. That is Asar, where within you. Asar, God, same thing. Christ, Son of God, same thing. So. But that is the blackness within what? You. The darkness comes what? The light. If you were to realize this, and if you were to be able to stop the illumination of the thoughts in your mind, that means what? What would be illuminated in your mind? There is what? Energy that goes to shine on what? Your thoughts. You are what you believe, what you think you are. So you can see them when you close your eyes. When you see what? Darkness. You don't see light in your eyes closed? You close your eyes. Now, if those thoughts were to cease, to be illumined, what would happen? You get to that place that we call, or you would experience, again, that mystical experience, that state that is called, you ready, in the scriptures, Udo hat. Udo means stillness. Still yourself in what? Know that I am God. Again, this is all original. I'm just giving you reference that you can identify with, but this is the original, so I can use them both. Why? I know them both. I can interchangeably use them and show you the significance and the similarities of the both. Same, simple. Urdu means stillness. What's that? That's the ab. That means the heart. You see the Blackness of Asar. That's the ab, the I. That's spirit. That's in all of us. That symbol means heart. Okay? Earth. Rearrange the words is heart. Hatti, H-A-T-T-I, it means your heart and your lungs. Okay? This is one of the main titles of Asar. Why? The one who is still of heart. You see, he want me mummified. In his form in the afterlife, he ain't doing it. Jack. He got it made. So to speak, another lesson. But yeah, this is you and your master yourself. You got it made now. You good to go. Why? You got everything covered. So that is blackness. And the blackness that you're trying to get to when you practice meditation. You hear me? To get to a place where your thoughts cease to burden you and you finally realize that you are innately undifferentiated and free of what forms. So therefore, your body don't matter. Therefore, your name is not Mark, or they say here Joe or Kathy, Jane, etc. These are just conditions. The truth is that Asar, the blackness in you, that is what assessed through stillness of what the heart, which occurs when there is death. He resides in that other realm that's not physical no more. He no longer resides in this world. He died from this world and went to the spiritual realm where he sits and he king. That's who you want to get to back to, or get to sit on his lap, so to speak, or the throne that he represents. Watch this, when there is death, but also when there is a practice of what a philosophy, right, thinkers, that renders what your mind to become pure than the desires of the flesh. When you conquer your lower nature, that's what we try to teach you. Your thoughts and your other conditions will now what? Cease. Ignorance is now separated with light, intellect, understanding of what? Oneself. Also, this happens when what? When the special breathing exercises are practiced, proper technique, that slow the breath and the heartbeats to a level wherein a meditative state is induced and the world of time and space falls away from the mind. You go into that state of mind where nothing else exists, just what's going on up there. That's meditating. That's what's going to happen after death. If you're not enlightened, you can't go home. You don't know who you are, so to speak. So you will come back, what? Another body. That's concept. Moving on. I'm trying to get down here to get this lesson out the way. I got some good stuff coming. Now, the next point I want to discuss that's related to Asar about the blackness and what? The greenness. Green is growth. When you see him in the casket, sometimes you see stuff growing up out of him. That's because when his body went into the earth, he cemented the earth with green life. He's still pumping life into the earth. That's one birth. Getting there. We're getting there. Stay with me. Hold on. I know where we're going. Now, you're talking about the greenness is what these two colors signify, black and green. We did the blackness. I ain't go to the greens because they're a little this fluff. Okay, but now I'm breaking it down for you right quick. The green signifies as different functions at different times. Again, sometimes you may be green. Sometimes you may have to be black. Green should be your worldly activities, and black should be your inner mystical practice of mentality, getting understanding from within. Black is Kim. Kim means black. Kim as in Kemet, okay? Egypt, the black land. So when you are eating, you should eat greens and what? Not meat. I watched the guy did a survey and I'm starting to back up on that meat thing. Why? Because what he showed was fruit, changing my diet, okay? Fruit has energy. Grapes, cherry, watermelon, they all give off energy, charge for the body. He put in meat. Need I say more? So I'm just taking it personal. I ain't a nutritionist, I ain't a dietitian, but I got common sense. I told my mother-in-law about that idea because we talked. And she said, I am so happy because she don't eat meat. And she never tried to advocate for me not to eat meat. But when she said, I'm going to work, she said, it worked. She said, I'm so glad you said that. See? When people see you doing stuff that's good for you, they should be happy for you. If somebody ain't encouraging you to do what's best for you, don't deal with them. Sorry, that's another lesson. But yeah, but now we're talking about the self, dealing with that. But the green means, yeah, greens are the things of physical life. And black are the things of the what? That sustain and nurture spiritual life, the inner. So for a spiritual life, one should what? Consume blackness in the form of peacefulness, ethical, stillness of heart, introversion, and withdrawal of what? The senses from the physical body. I'm not ran by my lower nature. I'm not ran by seeing naked women or crippling other nonsense. So when you get past that, that's raising your conscious level to the next level where it ain't all physical. We're not physical beings. We're spiritual beings having a physical experience. Don't get carried away with the physical experience. Why? You in back here again. Moving on. That's the concept. So this is a very great teaching. I'm hoping you understand. That should be what? Reflected upon and keenly understood and mastered before going any further. You went there long enough. Let's go. Next lesson. Now, let's talk about the principle of sex. Uh-oh, it's about, yeah, okay. This may take a minute, but it's worth it. Trust me. That's what she said. All right, let's go. Now and then. So there are 3 forms of birth that are recognized in Scripture. There is a cosmic kind of sexuality. That's when nature comes together, okay? That birth, that what expresses in all traditions, but most of all in the Asarian tradition related to who? Asar and Aset. Spirit, intuitive knowledge, and wisdom brings us. We're the offspring of that concept. Let's go. Hope you understand it. I'm about to break it down for you. And Asar and Aset, and in the Western Wasetian teachings, which relates to Amun and Mu in the sun concept. In fact, in the form of men, a form of what? Associated with, again, Haru. Haru is the spirit that's in us. I keep saying Haru. When I say Haru, that means me and you, us. Amun brings, watch this, he brings the world into creation through what? An ejaculation, an orgasmic act. His ejaculation into what? His very own hand. Well, where you go there? I did the lesson on that one, okay? He planted the seed in his mouth, which is what? His wife. But his hand represents, remember Christina and her 4 sisters? We know that. Everybody know about this. The hand was his wife, Hathor, in the other side. But what's this? He brings into creation through ejaculation, all right? Through his hand, in which his what? Is his wife. That's where the concept comes from. Moving on. This is just information. And this is why what they call the goddess Mu, or the high priestess that takes care of what? His icon and the temple. They called her the hand of the god. This kind of creation occurs daily. Every morning, the temple is open, and the shrine of the divine being is open, and the dust is dusted off, and the clothing are changed and cleansed, and the offerings again made, divine food, water, and so on and so forth. So this is done so that what? You ready? That creation process may be orgasmically engendered once more to continue on. The cosmic creation is now the high, and then the lower kind of creation is what? Human kind, the physical humans that we are in creation. And watch this, the creation performed by what? 2 human beings. The creation can be performed by 2 human beings that get together and they have sexual intercourse. Whoa, back up. So 2 human beings can have sexual intercourse and reproduce. Male and female human beings get together, because 2 women and 2 men ain't gonna create nothing. A good show for y'all perverted, viewers, but that's all. That's as far as it's going. There ain't nothing natural about that. That's all physical. Again, I'm spiritual. I don't got time for that. And watch this. They have sexual intercourse and they produce what? Physical children, offspring. This in the physical form. Then there is another form of creation. There we go. Come on now, stay with me. I see, we're going to do a little overtime today. Y'all got to bear with me. I just got to get this one in. In another form of creation, this is the one that we are particularly dealing with right now, us, which is the creation of what's happening when there is intercourse between the soul and intuition. Again, Asar, soul, intuition, Aset. Between Asar and Aset, we discussed that in this process there is an intercourse between mortality and the soul. And that will bring on what? You to physical creation as symbolized by, remember, he had intercourse with nature, mortality. That's not Aset, that's a sister, not that. And they had a child, his son, the offspring for them two getting together is what? Anubis, Ampu, discernment. That's what they bring about. So, that combination of spirit and nature brings on discernment. Now, in reference to Aset and Asar coming together immaculately, why? You see, if even with all her wisdom, and she had a lot, Aset cannot bring forth Haru. Why? She needed help. Without Asar, you cannot reproduce without having male and female coming together. So in other words, Asar is what? The spark that gives life to her wisdom. And together, they produce Haru, me and you. We are born to aspire to be our best self. It's in us. That's our parents. Without the soul, there is no life. Also, without the soul, wisdom, like everything else, is meaningless and therefore useless. Speaking from a transcendental standpoint, there is no life in wisdom anyway. Wisdom is what? Is a construct and a constant since it is based on truth. That's the best part about it. That will, when applies in time and space, as long as time and space exists, truth will abide. So is ignorance. Why? Opposite of truth is ignorance. The knowledge from knowledge to know, ignorant not to know. And ignorance is also a construct of time. Did God create everything? He good? Yes. Why that's such a problem? Okay? You choose what you want. He don't choose you. You choose him. He give you the choice. Freedom to make that choice. Him or you. Moving on. Now, at this level, I ain't got to keep playing that game with y'all. We should be way past that. And wisdom, watch this, has no meaning unless you have it what? In time and space. And also a soul to give it what? Meaning. Albeit due to ignorance and delusions, which is the physical world full of, but your soul still exists whether or not there is time and space. The soul gonna go on in a body or without a body. What's doing without the body? It's waiting to get in the body. It ain't going nowhere. What? It can't be destroyed. Okay? Only manipulated and shifted. And if you would wake your spirit up, it can go home and do what it needs to do. Just chill. Okay? That's the concept. And this does not mean, watch this, that we do not want wisdom or that wisdom is useless. No, no, no. You should understand and be thankful and grateful that there is something called wisdom. Why? Illusory as it may be, as long as you exist in this insane world, physical world of time and space, because otherwise you are what? Doomed. For what? Without a way to understand, to become conscious of yourself and become free of this physical world with knowledge of self. Otherwise, you are what? Doomed to experience all the pain and sorrow from time immemorial till what? Time that's inconceivable. Meaning you're going to constantly just keep recycling. You're not going to get better if you don't recognize who you are and know thyself. To what? When the physical body dies, you can go home. If not, you got to do it again. That's reincarnation. That's the concept. Let me give you a quick picture. I'm not done. I got some more for you. We're almost there, though. I'm getting there. I'm liking this. It's going to be a two-parter. But you see this picture here? We got a lot of stuff going on there. Okay? A lot of stuff going on there. And this is where they got the Immaculate Conception from. That's what I want you to see. You see Isis in the bird form. You see Asar standing with the penis erect. That's not his penis. Okay? It's the concept. It's a mythological story to make a point. Oh, you getting it? Okay? I ain't going to tell you, oh, it really happened. No, no. Remember, this is a story to give you a lesson that you can make it happen physically and bring it to reality for yourself. That's the point. I just showed you a picture below of Aset hovering over Asar. Yeah, okay. And you see, everybody in this picture, I'm going to break down for you. It's going to be a little long, but it's lengthy, but it has a purpose. Everybody has a role to play. Watch this. Het Haru, she's the one at the head, kneels before Asar, who's now conceiving Haru. With who? I said. She's in the form that's hovering over him in the form of a kite, a falconiform bird like Haru. Hence, she had him. Asar is giving her the hawk concept. He born with the what? The hawk concept. That's where she comes from. She's the bird. Okay? Get the concept? And watch this. And like her, the bird like Haru. Ra Harati. And Asar Sokar. Asar Sokar is when he crosses over. He becomes the falcon-headed god, which is Sokar, the seeker. And you see at his feet, there's a frog god. At the foot of the bed, he looks on, and below the bed, from left to right, if you notice, you see Tahuti holding the eye, the Uja of Haru, along with the double serpent, which is Nephthys and Aset, playing that role as the serpent, but she's also playing her role up here as getting impregnated from her dead husband, the goddesses. And underneath the bed, you saw a little pygmy guy. That's Best. He's the Nile god. Okay? Relief from the temple of Haru Hathor at Dandra. This is shown on the wall. This is thousands of years before that guy y'all call Jesus ever came into even a thought. So, moving on. Let me get to this. If you look at the African Religion volume, the Asarian Theology, there's a book that the Egyptian Book of the Dead, per Haru, you will see the images of Asar, who is laying on his back with an erect penis. Remember, he had no penis because the fish ate it. The 14 pieces, they cut him up into, they found 13, missing what? The penis. So Isis fashioned a fake penis. Now, note that Asar is in a lying in bed. That represents what? That means that they have Sekhem, which is what? Life force. He had life force behind him, a force that he rests on, and which he channels through his body, which he uses to make food in the form of what? Wheat that grows out of his body, and the ejaculation, life-giving substance, sperm, life-creating substance, we know what it is now, and impregnated Aset and brought forth what? Haru. That's the story. That's the concept. But it's not literal. Y'all gonna take it in the same story. We didn't talk about it. No, and try to make it literal. It don't work that way. Moving on. Just want to give you the head again, just information. But this is the first original story where it comes from. And now Aset may be seen in the posture sitting on or hovering over him in the form of a woman or in the form of a kite, aka a falcon. An avian image, which is a form of a hawk or falcon. So with what avian qualities, that's why he's born with the falcon head. That seed is taken and it what? Flies. It's giving the capacity to take flight, and the symbols, iconograph of the soul are important for our understanding. I'm going to show you a picture of it right second. And its nature and relations to what? The personality which is inside you. Here we can focus on the avian principle. This is the Egyptian depiction of your soul. I tell you, the Ba is a bird with your head on it. Okay, that's your soul. See right there? A is the original form. B is where you try to go. And you see B right here. Once the body leaves, if you see the head right there, that should be your head. Because if you get enlightened, that's who you are. Okay? And you see here, it's a double. Okay? Right there. That's some good stuff. But this is your spirit and your soul coming together as one, going home. That's the first concept. Let's break it down right quick. Y'all see the time? I don't care at this point. I'm rolling right now. I ain't looking at the clock right now. I'm doing it. Now, in the Netarian theology, we are giving an understanding that is what? A, the Ba, spirit, Neta, or soul of who? The divine. We all have it. In other words, there is God, a universal soul, which is on the first one, that's universal, and there is also various Bahu. The U on anything means plural, okay? Like the S, it means more than one. That means the souls of individuals, each individual, which emanate from what? The universal soul in the Per Em Haru and the Egyptian Book of Coming Forth by Day, also known as the Egyptian Book of the Dead. And in other hieroglyphic texts, the individual soul is often depicted as a human-headed hawk, Haru, with what? The head of a man. In this manner, we are led to understand that you, the individual soul, your individual soul is in a reality, what? The manifestation of the universal soul, microcosm in the universe, microcosm in man, human being. Same thing. Hope you're understanding this. So the universal soul, which the high God, which is Ra, who is the soul of everything and is symbolized as what? The hawk-headed man, or as a hawk in the highest aspect. The individual soul cleanses itself how? From its association with the mortal body. That's how, by raising your consciousness level and achieving what? Identification with what? Your universal Ra, your higher self, the universal soul of Ra, who is the highest expression of Haru, which is you. I love this picture. Okay, this is what it looks like when you go to heaven. You looking at yourself. You see Ra with the sun disk, that's your higher self. You with the crown in the flesh, that's your face on your spirit. So y'all both can what? Ascend. Go higher. Haru means him up there. Okay. When you are up there in spiritual knowledge, you pretty much by yourself. Why? You don't have a whole bunch of people on that level. That's why you get the thin opportunity. I'm going to close that out with that lesson. I'm going to close the lesson out with just a quick phrase. I just showed you the intimate initiate addresses the God and the goddess and the soul of Ra. Asar, when the father just showed you, they met in what? Judah. Okay? Of the netherworld. That means they're in another space. If you look at the Per Em Haru, you find a picture of Asar in the form of soul, which is the hawk. Okay? A hawk body, a man's head, wearing what? Headdress of the crown. That's you. Excuse me. The soul meets who? Ra, his higher self, a hawk, sun disk, headdress. That's who you want to see. That's where you want to be. What they call it, going back to the father. Same. If you, the son, he's your father. Same concept. I ain't saying it's wrong. I'm just telling you where it comes from. That's all. So Asar also what? Has wings. Why? But as I said before, Asar does not do anything in the afterlife. He does not move. So what kind of form is this that Asar has? This is what? The soul form, not the body, human king form. This represents what? Your individual soul and the soul of every human being that reaches this level. That form has wings. Don't Red Bull give you rings? The bull is also Asar in bull form. How about that? Did you know that? Boy, they just slap me around with symbology that y'all ain't got a clue about. But let's go. A bull with wings? Really? Okay. So, it can fly. From what? One place to another. From one realm to another. Again, once the physical body is done with, you're free to move around in the astral plane, so to speak. Another lesson for a higher level of understanding, but that's what it's all about. But now, let's deal with the soul can now fly from what? One body to be associated with another. When a person dies, the soul can now fly from what? One body to be associated with another when what? The body of that person dies. If it's not enlightened, it can't go home. It's in search of what? Another body so they can have a shot to get it home. It is often depicted as being present with, at the witnessing a judgment of the heart, aka the Av, Judgment Day. They check the heart. The iconograph of Aset hovering over Asar is a great mystery teaching. Why? And it relates to the sexual mysteries. Of course, there is more to it than this. That is available in some more other lectures. I talk about it, but as well, and I got a book called Sacred Sexuality where it tells you all about the other stuff. I ain't into that. Here, I will just give you an overview of the great mysteries of sex. That's going to be the next lesson. That's going to take you in the halls of Maya, where judgment takes place. And if you pass, this is what you're going to go into. This is the next level. That's the lesson for now. Hope you enjoyed it. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all let it be 100 and be 100 minus the day. So I never know, right? My right thinkers have passed away.